everyone.
Hi people. Hi.
Hi y'all. Welcome to queerprism256. This is our podcast where we share lived realities of the lesbian, bisexual, and queer women in Uganda. And today I'm with my girls.
Tilda,
LJ, and CJ. We are going to be talking about body politics, body positivity, and women's agency. And we shall tackle each and everything in detail.
So, ladies, what do you think of body politics?
Body politics. Body politics. That's actually an interesting word. Body politics, to me, I would define it as someone having control over your body, or someone trying to have a decision over your body, what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to wear, what you're supposed to eat, how you're supposed to dress, how you're supposed to walk. That is how I would define body politics.
Tilda, what do you think?
You talk of politics, to me, the first thing that comes in mind, I'm actually getting the first politic part of my body, is how I use it, what I'm told to do with it, how I feel about it, how society feels about it, what it entails, orientation, dress code, ageism, classism. Basically, I think to me the politics is all about the whole, let me use Katogo, of exactly which side are you belonging to. The mixture of both the societal influence and also you as an individual. Who is pulling, who is getting the upper hand,
and who is in the middle.
And who is in the middle. Thank you. And how about you?
I mean, body politics, the things around your body, something that affects your body from the other angle or from the society, anything that is surrounding your body, something that will influence the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you conduct yourself, and all that.
So in this scenario, you're not looking at what society entails or talks about, but you can look at the parental side of it or the self side of it.
Actually, in short, you're actually saying society, because all that the family is in society, all the influence, that's the master of the whole place, the rule of the whole situation is society. So it includes even you.
Who is in the society?
Us and the people who are influencing, or the people who are putting ideas in your head about how you're going to conduct yourself. And the society has you, has your home, has the village,
religion,
has the community, has the church,
the authority, the
basically
culture,
everything that will influence decision making.
He is the master.
Body politics is the political struggle of people to claim control over their own biological, social, and cultural bodily experience. That's the dictionary definition.
So Aleman's language definition was perfect. High five, people.
Okay, we could talk about body autonomy. What comes to your mind when someone says body autonomy? Start with autonomy. Autonomy means independence. So body independence. How independent are you of your own body? The ability to make choices and decisions about your body. That's what I think.
Yes. In addition, I feel autonomy is like the self-awareness. Because for you to have that independency, you have to be self-aware. So I feel when you tell me about body autonomy, I'll think of integrity. I think of taking it away from the people who are telling me to do what to do and give it to Matilda. What does Matilda want to do with this body? How does she want to be touched? How does she want to move without the boobies, probably the bras or something? So my autonomy is basically my independence. If I want to put my stockings out, oh well, that's the day. You're blessed.
The dictionary definition is body autonomy is the ability to decide what happens to one's body. Yeah. So body politics, now we're into body autonomy. Let's look at body positivity as women, as LBQ women. Tilda, roll.
Positivity. I think anything that is bringing integrity to your body.
What is integrity to the lemon?
Anything that is actually uplifting you. Anything that is good for you, not being told what to do. So when someone tells me about positivity, body positivity, I feel I am able to dress however I want and no one will actually quote me on it. I feel like I can be able to give birth or not give birth and not worry about society and their views. I feel like I can be able to decide who I want in bed with, or which kind of coitus I want to have. I like that word. And I feel like basically I'm the dictator of this body. I,
So
as a
you're the
person,
decision
I'm the
maker.
decision maker, and I feel like anything that I decide and makes me feel good, to me that's positivity. As long as I'm getting back my power, my body, my rules, my tech, my decisions, to me that's all positivity. I call in the negativity when someone else is telling me to do what I don't want to do. So that is making me feel some type of way. So to me, positivity is that. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah, I do. To me, I think body positivity is having I don't want to use the word positive, a good image about myself. However much society may say I'm a bad woman, but I believe I'm a good woman. So to me, that is the positivity or the goodness that I believe in for my own self, for my body, regardless of what society thinks, regardless of what culture, religion thinks. Yeah, that's what I
So
say.
I think to supplement on hers, does that mean that if you're self-aware, or does it being if you have that self-awareness of yourself, like you know who you are, does that mean that
That's positivity.
yeah, like you
I think since you've accepted yourself, however much society may say that is not good, but I mean, if you say this is me, I'm not taking anything bad from my body. I'm not taking anything bad from society to affect my body that I feel about myself. If I want to put a piercing on my eye, then why not? If that's what I want, then no one should tell me what to do about myself.
Especially if I want to move with my boobies free. My goodness, Lord, you should.
Or in a biker.
Or in a biker.
So we have seen incidences whereby women have undressed to protest against the injustices and the inequalities that they face, either at their workplaces or in their villages or districts. For example, the women in Amuru district who were protesting against their land, which was being taken, threatened to be taken. And we've also seen Dr. Stella Nyanzi protesting against the unfairness at her workplace at Makerere University.
Yeah, about the protesting side when she undressed.
Well, to me, I could say that's a positive way of using my body to get what I want.
And also I think I believe that her being that so comfortable, she's trying to maybe how do I say it, maybe be an influence to teach us how to normalize what our bodies are, because we are in states whereby they normalize this thing of
she's a mom.
oh, leave that. See, look, that's the state of picture that we see in society. You get it?
Small boobs.
Small or big bosoms
big
and shit,
hips.
like you have to have a small waist. Now when you bring the likes of Matilda with my time, if I open for you a bit of some extra meat and flesh, I want you to know that actually it's okay to have it. So I feel like that, as much as she might use that body language for different mechanisms or maybe I don't know, the agenda or anything, but I feel like at the end of the day, me seeing that, I'm going to be able to be like, yeah man,
Let me also do it.
My slippery boobs can actually do it. My sweet boobies can actually move freely, and it's okay and it's normal.
Yeah, because at some point she's always judged and looked as a person who is
a bad woman
and someone who is mentally unstable, and then they're like, she's a mom, she's
it takes
all
us
this.
back to society.
Exactly. Meaning, like, if you're a mom, you're supposed to behave a certain way. Your body is supposed to be a certain way. Like,
yeah, that is the dictation. And remember how we talked about the fact that people are not comfortable with what they do not know. If they say something very different, they want you to be very uncomfortable with their own comfort. So for her to be able to be comfortable and make us uncomfortable, that she deserves all the credit, because many of us are looking up to that. Yeah.
So I'll use the word society, but society means culture, people, church, what our parents. So society has put the ideas in our head that you have to move in this straight line. And when you leave that line, then you become a bad person. I mean, society has taught us that you go to school, nursery, primary, secondary, high school. So once high school and then campus. So once you're done with campus, you have to get a job, get married, bring the man home, go to church, get kids. And once you don't do that, then everyone will keep questioning, what happened to this person?
Yeah, meanwhile, they're making a very funny comment, because I had one of the residents in our home area saying something like, there's something wrong with that girl. By the time she's this old and she's not bringing anything like a man home, no wonder probably they cast her or something like that. So instead of like being angry, I just laughed, because I wish they knew what was in my bed.
After talking about all these body autonomy, body politics, body positivity, it takes us to another question of, when do you feel that your body is being controlled as a queer woman?
When someone decides what I'm supposed to eat. Yeah, like if you eat that, then you're going to grow fat, you're going to put on weight. Try to eat this. Sometimes, like, if I've not asked for your opinion, then don't give it to me. If I've asked for your opinion, then yes, give it to me. I'll take it in for whether it hurts or not. But don't just try to dictate what I'm supposed to eat and what I'm not supposed to eat.
Another thing, to me, I would feel that my body is being controlled when someone tells me what to put on. Like, sometimes our parents don't expect us to put on bikers and t-shirts. They don't expect us to put on jeans. Okay, back in the villages, actually, even to date, there are some people who see putting on trousers as demonic or being a bad woman in society. And then the other thing, when it comes to the plus size women, they don't expect you to put on the mini skirts, the short things, the vests, because they're showing a lot of meat. They don't even expect you to show some cleavage because you're being indecent. So yeah, that makes you put on things that you don't even like, trousers all covered up. Yeah. And then the other thing is tattoos and having many body piercings, where people think that if you have, let me say, a piercing on your eye, then banange or your musege. What is musege in English?
Muyai. We don't have the English version. We just know a miyai.
Yeah. So they will look at you as a slut, a hoe, even if you have tattoos. There is even a tendency of priests or religious people or the clergy or the people who belong, the people of faith, that's what they call them, the people of faith, where they see you as a bad person, that when you have a tattoo, then you'll go to hell.
You have the mark of the devil.
You have the mark of the devil, or you've decided they've already decided that your destiny, your fate and your destiny, because of that tattoo you have, because of the ego you have maybe on your back. Tilda, give us something.
Tell us.
Meanwhile, when I get we're talking about how my body is being dictated.
Yeah, how you feel that your body is being controlled.
Ever since birth. Number one, when you get out of your mother's belly, because of the normalizing of what society has stated, of what has been carried through, she'll also transfer that baggage onto you, which is nursery, primary, secondary, you say it's the next thing after graduation, right now I'm at the state whereby if they hear me saying anything like I love you on phone, like when are we seeing that person, little do they know they don't want to know. Okay, and then there being things like you talked about the dressing. Actually, let me talk about status quo. We have been forced to actually do things to please our elders. We've been forced to do things to please our parents, because they'll tell you, my daughter, I sacrificed this and this and this for you. So in other words, with that statement, why wouldn't I do exactly what you want? Because you're into me, sacrifice this and this and this for me to exist. You get it? So if you're telling me to not put on the trouser, unlike me, even if you give me the statement, I'll put on what I want. You don't want me to put on the trouser, you'll tell me, oh, your hair is like for apparently
a mad person.
Actually, this brings me to the point of, apparently in Uganda we are still normalizing having our own natural hair, unkempt. The notion of the notion of the society is that a person with kept hair is a person that has straight hair, well combed out straight hair. So a person who has kinky curls that are free and unkempt and not combed, that's a person who is either broke, a person who either is a muyaye, a person who...
What is muyaye in English?
Muyaye is a thug or a hooligan. They usually throw you into that how do they call them, these guys who have dreads? There's a name that society names them, a rasta. And if you're a rasta, definitely that means you're a drug dealer. So like there's that notion, because when I go home and I've left my hair free, like how I usually do, that is the day. Actually, I use that part to always get money from my mom to plait hair. Whenever I want money to plait hair and I can't afford that moment, I leave my hair free, because she'll be like, oh my goodness, what's happening to you? Why, are you that broke? Do you want me? Let's go to the salon right now. You're embarrassing me. And then with my psychology in the process, I get what? Money to go and do the braids. But yet it's supposed to be okay for me to move with my hair like that, because that is my natural hair. So
okay,
yeah,
just to cut you short, on the bit of hair, I have a friend whose dad told her that you can't plait dreads in my hair. Dreadlocks. You can't plait dreadlocks in my house. If you're to plait dreadlocks, never come back home. And what's wrong with plaiting dreadlocks?
Because
I mean, it's just your natural hair.
The stigmatization and stereotyping,
I think the stereotyping around
has destroyed
this, because apparently everyone who has dreads is smokes weed,
queer.
They're queer, or they do drugs, or they are criminals. Like they're put in this box of the bad people, like
irresponsible people.
Yes.
And I doubt if these big entities can allow you, if you have dreads, these big entities, can they allow you?
I think they can, as long as it's not tinted.
If you're a guy,
I think it's not allowed, because there's some time back.
For guys, no.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There's some time back, there was a debate about lawyers having dreads. I don't know if you guys heard of that story.
I remember they showed a person who has dreads and is in a very good suit and shit like that.
Yes, and then apparently some of the lawyers were against it. They were like, we can't have such a person being part of us because of dreadlocks.
There you go, that's dictation. That is
and
really
then
dictation.
There is also this thing of tinting your hair. Some parents believe that lawyers are not supposed to have tinted hair because that makes you look irresponsible.
And they're
So-
like, how are you going to be in court representing someone with
I'm
this
Purple hair.
The time I tinted my hair maroon, my mom called me a witch. So- and I am not mad because I understand the way she was raised is different.
Oh my
So
God.
she can't help herself.
Let's talk about the intersex people. Do you know that when someone is born intersex, they dictate their gender at birth?
Yes.
Which is really
Which
wrong.
is wrong
That is
because you
actually
can
the best
never know how
example of
someone
dictation.
will grow.
You don't know what they'll transpire to be, how they'll feel.
If their hormones are going to change.
Yeah.
So I think that is also one way of controlling
Another
people's
way.
bodies.
Yeah.
But who is an intersex person?
Intersex people are individuals born with any sexual variations in sex characteristics, including chromosomes, gonads, sex hormones, or genitals. Yeah.
An intersex is a person who has been born with both features that are male and female. It could be either the hormones, it could be the private parts biologically, or basically actually it's about those two, the body parts and also the hormones. So you find people whereby their hormones are actually more of Y, and then their body part shows X. You get it? And then there are people who have both. They have the private. How do I call that part? The genitals. They have the Y genitals at the same time that the X is inside, or it's even outside, or it's both. You get it? So yeah, it cuts across the biological ways of either the hormones or the reproductive system.
The sex person I know who has breasts, they look feminine, but they don't have
The genitals.
no.
The ovaries and the uterus.
Yeah, they don't have the uterus. And the bad thing, the friends keep asking how why she has not yet given birth. Yet they don't know, and this is someone who really wants to give birth, but because they're intersex, they can't.
I think they can't. I think the genes of the Y took over.
That's what we're talking about, the part of the hormones or genitals. So it's also and
So
that must
does
be
that
really
mean
hard for
that-
them.
Do they have their mouth on the
I didn't even ask because
I think that would
I
be
don't-
too
they were
personal.
really
I think
battling
that's
with
a
their
topic for another
they were really
day.
battling with their sexuality. And then let's also talk about sex work and how society thinks about sex workers and how they believe that every time you have sex you have to give birth.
I feel like everyone does a shower.
Yes, because when
Everyone
you go
is a sex worker.
because when you go to your boyfriend, yes, you're not a sex worker, but they give you transport, and the day they don't give you transport,
You don't give them. You don't give
you
them.
complain, and then they're like, "Oh, la cancer zako."
That's true because
I say it's true.
Let me tell you something.
something.
The difference between us people who are in partnerships or relationships and the people that actually come out and say they do sex work is, darling, for you the other person is intimate and you're attached to them. At the end of the day, in whatever way they are supporting you and whatever way you're supporting them, you give, it's a two-way thing. So for a person to come out and be like, you know what, I have a very beautiful vagina that everyone wants, so for you to get close to it, this is the price to pay. That is my income, that is my body. So you stigmatizing it is I want to say the word bullshit, but I've already said it, is that word. So at the end of the day, we are in a place whereby society is stigmatizing. And do you realize every time they want to make someone feel some type of way or belittled, they slut shame in relation to what? To sex work, because they feel calling you that should actually be able to calm you down and change you to the other pattern. Every time they call you that, put on your things bulungi nyo and walk. That is when actually you should gain more confidence, because
twirl,
and
go with the wind.
go with the
Fabulous.
wind. because sex work is work.
So let's share how the different ways of challenging how society controls our bodies. You as a woman, how can you challenge that? Or how can you deal with the challenges of all these things that society puts on you because of being a woman?
Personal, I think I'm going to speak on a personal view. Personally, I have been told to do things a certain way, but I am so thankful for this personality. Very few people have it, but I'm so thankful for this personality because I believe staying true to what makes you feel good. I feel like you that is supposed to be your debt, because I believe that can lead you to self-actualization and awareness. So staying true to you, be your own food for that body. If you feel you want to put on a certain way, please go ahead and do it because it makes you feel happy. And if maybe the challenge is that maybe learning how to cope or to react or to deal with situations whereby they use our flaws to manipulate us into doing whatever they want us to do. Someone will be like, you have a big stomach, why are you putting on a crop top? That is meant to shut you up so that you can be able to go back and cover up into a t-shirt. I feel like maybe we need, or we ought to work hard towards self-actualization, self-awareness, to love the flaws that we have, to understand that nothing is different. Everything is supposed to be the way it is. If there's a person with a small waist, well, bless the Lord. If there's a person with a wide waist, well, bless the Lord. Like every person, there's nothing like a freak or a weirdo or anything. Like who you are is where you're supposed to be. So feed yourself with what makes you feel good. That's the best way you can challenge, according to me.
Should always remind ourselves that we are beautiful the way we are, regardless of shape, size, color. You're beautiful, you're unique, regardless of how you look. I mean, the way we get attracted to a certain group of people is the same way that, the thing is, the way I like someone is the same way that Tilda will not like that person, and then I would also die for this person. So we are all unique. We should just love ourselves the way we are.
To Sabi, everyone has different tastes. There's someone who wants a chigodo. There's someone who wants a piece of chunky meat that is as hard as bread. Like basically everyone has a different flavor. And yes, you're beautiful. And give yourself that pep talk every morning to remind yourself of who you are.
You're beautiful, you're worthy, you're loved,
and you're brilliant, and you're unique.
So we should own up our bodies.
Yeah, if you want that tattoo, go and get it. If you need a piercing, get it.
Preach, sister, preach.
If you want to tint that hair, tint it. Like, do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, you're not pleasing anyone. You're just doing it for you, and you have to do what makes you happy.
And these are stages, guys.
Yeah.
And life is too short to not come. Banange, go and find what makes you have
happy.
Those orgasms. What makes you happy. You cannot allow yourself to be on this earth and you've not had an orgasm. That's forbidden. It is really forbidden. That is so forbidden.
That is wrong.
Figure out ways that make you happy and make sure you don't settle for things that don't make you happy. You must be your own food for that body.
Oh yeah.
And you are a very, very beautiful woman in different ways that people who won't even like it will feel intimidated and actually pull out your flaws. But guess what? Those flaws are your uniqueness, are your superpower. That is your flawsomeness.
Then let's also keep rebuilding our confidence. Let's keep rebuilding our self-esteem. However confident you are, trust me, someone will hit you with something and you go back. You move like some steps back and you're like, was that meant for me? And then you step back. We should always keep rebuilding our confidence. If you see that your esteem is going down, get something, read, get tips. Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt complimenting a sister. complimenting a stranger. Those little nothings can build and make someone else's day. Let's build the pattern of allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, to receive compliments, to thank others, to pull out people's strength and actually praise them. Those little things will make us self-aware, and they'll help us help our sisters out to achieve that integrity that they need for their bodies.
Yay! So that was our discussion for today. Please don't forget to like our social media platforms. For Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, it's queerprism256. And then also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, queerprism256. Bye!
Bye-bye.